What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RTG career mode. It's episode number 56. There's loads to get through today, man, so we're cracking straight on. We've got more big games in the league as we've now entered January, starting off with Brentford away as we're 6 clear of Arsenal at the halfway stage. We'll have both legs of our Carabao Cup semi today, first leg away at Old Trafford and the second leg at home at Swansea, and we'll have the EFL Cup third round, which should be a banker with Morecambe at home. Before we get there though, massive bid for Evan Ferguson, and we did say there was only one place we would sell him to, okay, and that is Real Madrid. But now it's January. It's like, if this came in the summer, I would have accepted it, but it's now January. I don't know. We'll turn down this bid from Milan for Flamingo, but £129.7 million for Ferguson. I think we can get to around 170 million. He's possibly on course to have a 30-plus goal season. And in January, I just don't know. It makes sense. They're in third place in La Liga, only 28 goals so far, so they need more firepower. But I said I wasn't going to sell him in January. I said I'd sell him in the summer, but not in January. Healy's just signed a new contract, so of course he's going nowhere. And another bid for Flamingo, as you also turned down this bid for Yusuf from Luton Town as well. I said in the summer, if Real Madrid came in, 100% I wouldn't stand in his way. But now, if we are to win the quadruple, which is a ridiculous aim, we're going to need him. And I'm sorry to Evan, I'm going to say, listen, you stay until the summer, and I will let you go then. But I'm not letting you go in January. No way. Absolutely not. We're on the best run of form of the season so far. And any chance of us winning the quad requires Ferguson to stay healthy, and stay scoring. First game, Brentford away in West London as they take on Thomas Frank's side right now. Bottom of the table, only 3 wins on the board as you're going to pull further clear of Arsenal and Manchester City. Come on, you Swans. Herrera. Nusa. Ferguson. I mean, he's happy. He's happy. He might have submitted a transfer request, but he's happy. Just one player in a month. Second highest scorer in the league behind only Erling Haaland. And he's on course to be part of a team that are chasing a quad. I mean, what is there to have cold feet about right now, honestly? Look, Evan, in the summer, I will let you go. I promise. I promise this. Completely promise this. I'll let you go in the summer to Real or Barca or one of the Milan sides, just not Man City. To be fair, if he wants, he can go to Man City if we can have Haaland, you know. I'm okay with that trade. You can take Evan, Pep, but we'll take Haaland. As Konik finds Nusa, takes it in stride. It's got to be 2. No way is Nicholas Saul catching up to Nusa. That was just never going to happen. Double up for Swans, 2 goals in 8 minutes. And it looks like we're on course for our 9th win in a row in the league. A few losses this season that were quite damning. None more so than that home loss to Sheffield United, I'd say. But right now, we're on a roll. No losses in 12. This is going to be 9 wins in a row in the league as well. And Evan Ferguson can't stop scoring. I see why Real Madrid want him, but you see why we need to keep him. Corner, Swansea got away in for Evan, chasing that first hat-trick of the season. And he's got it as well. What a way to not necessarily pledge your allegiance to the Swans fans, because he still technically wants to leave, but show that whilst he is here to stay, he's not going to have a drop in performances. No, that is a professional right there. Even if you're not happy and you do want to leave, you're still going to give you all. Evan's first match ball of the season, 4-0 Swansea, 1 for Nusa and 3 for our number 10. Yep, transfer request or no transfer request, he's still going to bang him in. See out the clean sheet for Scott Clark now as Moreira heads away that corner. Oh, I need to change of position, by the way. I'll do it after the game. He's officially got the 5-star weak foot now. So after the game, I'll convert him to an official left back. Not that it really matters. Oh, great save by Scott Clark there. Not that it really matters, but it is nice to know that he's going to be officially an LB as opposed to an RB. And I'll do it after the game. What a save by Scott Clark, chasing another clean sheet, and his 10th for the season in the league. Can Oliver get away? He should be able to, but he's just carried that ball over a little bit too much. Moreira's had a solid game at fullback today as Nusa on the turn finds Gomez, and he'll find Konik, and this should be 5. One of our wins of the season coming in West London. Whenever bottom hosts top, normally it only goes one way. Swans make it 5, game over. I'm just trying to add to this, which we might do so through Moreira. Oh, class finish by Moreira. Right back, left back, or maybe striker, because he's just added our 6th, and that is, I think, possibly our biggest win of the save? I think it might be. Well, it's certainly our biggest win of the season, but it might be since we joined Swansea. To be honest, I'm not too sure. But if it's not, then, well, it's certainly one of the biggest, no doubt about that. Destruction in West London as the Swans run out monster 6-goal victors against the Bees. That is a performance to remember. And Arsenal were held by West Ham. Thank you, Mr. Moyes. And whilst Man City did beat Spurs, it means we do go even further clear of what is now the second place team, Man City, 7-point gap on Guardiola's side. So let me change Moreira's position real quick to left back. And again, this is why I mentioned this earlier, but just a real brief tip for you guys: if you don't, if you're working on a player's weak foot or skill moves in a development plan, and you're technically playing out of position, it's best to do that first and then change the position second, because it will take him 2 weeks to become an official LB. But that's silly. That's like 2 weeks of growth you're missing out from there on the development plan, because whilst he's playing LB, he doesn't have an attribute downgrade or anything like that. He's just as good as he is LB as he is RB. So you might as well just play him technically out of position, get the weak foot or skill move or work rates up, and then change the position after that. So he'll become an official LB now, and it'll take him 2 weeks. Right now, 87 overall. What a signing he's been from Leicester. And we do see after the game as well some more bids coming in here. I might block that Flamingo offers as well, because he's going nowhere. And then same with Healy, to be fair. He's just signed that contract. So, although to be that's a loan deal, I wouldn't actually be against loaning him out. He has had a few minutes on the bench this season. I wouldn't mind that. I think that would actually suit him there. 2 years at Selhurst Park. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. And 3 players coming back from loan as well. The Greek CB duo of... just one Greek CB. That's Samaras. Osorio, the young Argentine, and also Nicholas Edwards from Brentford, all returning from their loan spells. They're going to go straight back on the loan list directly afterwards. Funnily enough, as we negotiate this split here for Ryan Healy, we do have a transfer offer, not a loan offer, but a transfer offer for the American goalkeeper Edwards. And I actually quite like it, to be fair, because it comes from Brentford, the side he's just spent the loan spell with, so I quite like that, to be fair. It's realistic, you know, for a club to want to put a bid in for one of the players they had on loan that was serving them well. He's left mid-season, but they want to bring him back. I actually quite like that, to be fair. I might let him go there permanently. He's definitely worth over market valuation, as he's such a good young player. I reckon we can probably squeeze about 35 mil out of Brentford. We'll highball first at 37.5 mil. And they say no. I don't know if they'd have enough money for that, to be fair, Brentford. Right now, bottom of the table on the back of that 6-0 drubbing. I don't think they've got the cash for that. Problem with Edwards is he's just not going to play. Like, he's behind Rushworth and Clark, and also Ogawa, who's out on loan right now. So yeah, I don't feel the need to sell him. No way. We've got money still remaining. So if someone wants to put a transfer offer in, that's fine. But there's no need to cash in right now. And there's another one as well, this time from Valencia. Did I add him to the loan list, or did I add him to the transfer list? I might have added him to the transfer list by accident. Whoops. I might have added him to the transfer list by accident. Nicholas Edwards. No, he's loan list. But now Valencia want to take the American to the Mestalla. Also, they've got Musa, the American, and maybe they'll have Edwards as well. And I'll negotiate that one as well. But I think, again, for Brentford, I just don't think they've got the money to offer that much for him. But I think Valencia will. 37.5 mil. No? Wow. The clubs really not see this youngster as a good goalkeeper. He's growing 2 ratings, 79 overall. Really? Am I missing something here? This is a solid young goalkeeper. Solid young goalkeeper that's only 20 years old. Huh. I'm surprised about that one. Well, fine. We'll just keep loaning him out there. We don't need to sell it. We don't need the money. We've got plenty of it already. So either give me 32.5 mil or don't bother. 2 more transfer offers for 2 of our academy grads. This time Bangura and Samaras, who's just come back. He's got the potential to be special though. Not sure if you guys caught that, but he already did. So obviously he's going nowhere. Happy to loan him to you, Royal Antwerp, but not to sell. And PSG putting a bid for Boubacar Bangura. But whilst he is a backup CAM/winger, I'm not letting go of the Ivorian number 7. Right, following game, lower league Morecambe at home in the FA Cup third round. Should be a banker as we try and progress to the last 32. Come on, you Swans. You know that, what's a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas meme? That's how I felt going through this Morecambe team with Nahuel Rodriguez on the wing and on the ball for them here. I don't know how he's ended up there. Shades of Brian Carrasco ended up at the Den. But yes, odd, very strange indeed. But maybe he'll be the difference maker for Morecambe as the League 2 side looks to put off a cup set here and a giant killing to make it through to the last 32. I fielded a backup side for the game though because we've got the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi away at Old Trafford on Tuesday night. So I want my starters ready for the first leg of the semi. And I still think we'll be alright no matter what tonight. Backup side or not, I'm pretty sure we'll make it through. Swans in front early, courtesy of the American. Rod to Bangura. And, oh, just poked on a little too far for myself. It's one of those games where, I've got to be honest here, I've not exactly been at my best. And whilst we, we're leading, it's now gone. Half an hour to go. And Morecambe, a little bit lucky with the rebound goal, but they've found a leveller. Huh. Well, the last thing we need is a silly replay against the League 2 side. So, granted, I haven't exactly kicked it up a gear in this game, and I feel like confident if I do that, we'll get back in front, which we almost did there. But 26 minutes to go. Time is not on my side right now, so I could really do with restoring this lead as quickly as possible. Listen, I know we've got a backup side out there, but no matter how you look at it, this is going to be embarrassing. A draw against a League 2 side at home when it should have been a formality. And the Aussie, oh my goodness, puts it wide. And the fans' reaction says it all. I can't believe that Morecambe are going to force us to a replay. It's not quite got the same feel to it as Maidstone knocking out Ipswich Town at Portman Road earlier this season, but it's embarrassing. I cannot believe I'm getting taken to a replay. We're going to have one last chance. As Cannoonan, oh, he's got in! Anton Cannoonan bails me out of the death. Oh, it's cruel on League 2 Morecambe. And I think maybe the keeper should have done better. But the Swans have had their blushes spared by the 6th man. It's a great heel-to-heel flick to beat the man coming in for the tackle. And it is a clean strike, to be fair. But should the keeper be doing better? Oh, actually, do you know what? I don't think you can blame the keeper. It's a lot of power. It's coming away from him with a slice shot. And it's in the corner as well. At first, I thought the keeper should have saved it. Actually, coming through that body as well, I think you can say to the keeper, that's a tough one to defend. And in the end, he couldn't get a fingertip on it. Swansea bailed out by the rifle at the death. Lucky escape in South Wales. Wow, that was lucky. And oh man, I mean, listen, even if we went to a replay, I'm pretty sure we'd make it through away in the northwest. But ultimately, that is just a lucky escape after a poor performance. But the leader of the second unit, the 6th man, as another bid comes in for Nicholas Edwards there, has just seen us escape. Man, oh man. Very fortunate indeed. I don't understand why we're not getting big bids here for Nicholas Edwards. What am I missing here with the American? 20-year-old, 79 rated goalkeeper with potential. No club wants to pay more than 29.2 mil, and I really do not understand why. 29.3. It's still. Listen, we could just pretend we got a buyback clause of 50 mil, but even 30 mil. What am I missing here? This is a really talented young goalkeeper that's already got some Premier League experience under his belt. I do not understand it. But even so, Healy is... Oh, hang on. Oh, no. I haven't... No. Oh, my God. It's going to be me. Yep, this Healy goes to Crystal Palace and Docks wins Manager of the Year. I think this might be my first of FC24, you know, because I remember in a Luton save, I should have won it with Sociedad that year, but in the end it went to the AI Manager because I left, because I think this was my first one of the save, you know. Well, it's my first one to save for sure. I think it's my first one of FC24, but you'd love to see it. Manager of the Year. And getting the recognition we deserve after leading Swansea to that Premier League title last season and chasing the quadruple this year, which is still on the back of that win there against Morecambe. Right, so we turn out that bid for Healy from Athletic Bilbao. We'll dive into this then. It's our third game today in the first leg of our Carabao Cup semi, as the quad dreams are still on, but if we are to keep those dreams alive, we need to come through the final four. Manchester United away at Old Trafford in the first leg of two. Let's get solid results to back to South Wales. Come on, you Swans. Short tyre to Kefren. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. The only player that stays out there tonight on the back of a win over Morecambe is the man between the sticks, Carl Rushworth. But listen, you could have Carl Rushworth, Scott Clark, Ogawa and Edwards between the sticks for that, and no one is getting near it. Kefren Turan, one of my favourite players in FC, makes it 1-0. Red Devils in front, and despite resting the starters for this game tonight, it's not done us much good thus far. Manchester United with the early lead. Rashford dinks in. Hjulman heads away. Noosa controls. And Iconic. Now I can see Tattoo. The question is, can I get it to him? Yes, I can. Over the top. Oh, really well done from Tattoo Oliver. Excellent work from the number 9. As Swansea find their leveller before the break. Tattoo Oliver with the finish. And he is finished. 1-1. Saliba to Dedic. Can we win this late here? Still tied at 1-1. Tattoo sends the skipper down the right. Final chance to win it. Ferguson! Second game in a row. We win it to death. Limbs in that corner in the away end. The skipper sent down the flank. Steps into the middle. It's the most common and easiest goal to score in FC. But I'm still going to do it when required. Dedic to Ferguson. Evan with the finish. Swans win it with the final kick of the game. And I've said this before, but I wish that games would end on moments like that when there's not enough time for any other attacks to take place. Stop putting us back into position for kickoff. If you're just going to blow the whistle the second the ball is touched and kicked off the centre circle, man. It would feel so much cooler if you had a referee's whistle blow for full time whilst you're celebrating. Ferguson with the winner, and Swans take a lead back home for the second leg. That was an absolutely massive moment for the second game in a row. Huge win. And directly after the game, we do see a couple more bids here. Another one for Hjulman. He just had a bid from Napoli. Not sure if I showed it, but that was turned down. This one's always going to get turned down as well. And another bid for Samras as well. We're getting transfer offers for our youngsters that have come back from loan, but I don't want to sell him. I wouldn't be against selling Edwards, but definitely not Samras, man. He's one of those two Greek centre-halves that we know is unbelievable. And Wolves now want to put a massive... Listen, if I said no to Real Madrid, I love you, Gary, I really do, but I'm not going to sell him to you. But another bid for Nicholas Edwards. The chief exec doesn't suggest he's worth that much, and I can't understand why. I really can't. This is one of those moments where we talked about this before. The market valuation to me is incredibly strange. Like, for a goalkeeper of this calibre, the lowest I'd sell him for is 30 mil. But bids just aren't coming in. I really don't know why. You know, we said this with Dedic, why the market valuation was so low. It's the same for Nicholas Edwards. He's 20 years old, mate. He's 79 overall. He's got Premier League experience already. And I'd imagine he's probably got a few caps for the American national team as well. Why is he not valued higher than that? I don't fully understand it. So lots of bids are coming in here, but I'm not going to do anything in January, man. Unless we're going to loan out our youngsters, no one's going anywhere. Right, following game, struggling Burnley at home right now, 7 clear at the top of the table, but a chance to go further clear with a big victory here at home in South Wales. We go for our, I think, 10th win in a row in the Premier League. Come on, you Swans. 90 minutes away from a place at Wembley in the League Cup. We'll have to draw for the FA Cup 4th round. In the midweek after this game as well. Hopefully another Football League side coming in the last 32. The quad dream is on. The quad dream is definitely on. It's going to be hard to maintain. I often use the phrase "one got to go." I feel I'll probably be using it again at some point. But for now, oh, it's Ferguson, it's the post. It's definitely on. Question is, how long can we keep it alive? Yeah, great tackle, Noosa. And away we go. Canoonan, keep running, keep running, keep running. It's going to come to you. Not the quickest, but quick enough. I love that saying as Canoonan drills it as well. Not the X's, but X enough, if that makes sense. You don't need to be the best in a particular range. You just need to be good enough, you know. I think especially for pace as well. A lot of people look at pace, and I understand it. Like FC, the same as the FIFA franchise, has been dominated by pacey players for many years. For as long as, well, maybe not for as long as I can remember, but for a very long time. For well over a decade at least. And I understand why that means that most people want to, find that the best players possible in terms of pace. But sometimes they don't need to have the quickest of acceleration, the quickest of sprint speed. But as long as it's quick enough, 9 times out of 10 they'll have enough about them to get away from a back line once they've broken a back 4, back 5 or back 3. Case in point for Canoonan, he's not the quickest, but he's quick enough. Yeoman to Ferguson, this should be 2. I can see Tattoo running through, so all I've got to do is angle that through ball perfectly. Canoonan's in the middle, the Finns link up. It's a wonderful bit of skill, and decent attempt, but in the end, a comfortable save for the Italians. Still leading by 1, but that second goal's coming. Right now, in control. Oh, what an incredible save that. Goodness, how on earth did he get to that? That looked like it was going right in the top corner. That's extraordinary goalkeeping. Now, what a save. Dedic, Tattoo, Ferguson. Oh, great first touch that. And that will wrap it up. What a great first touch that by Ferguson as well. To get away from his man and pop it into the bottom corner. I always feel like first touch is a stat which I feel like it should be added into the game because it's a really important component of an offensive player's arsenal. Like if they can control a ball from behind at that pace on what is a wet turf, then they should have a high first touch rating. And first touch is something that all players work on, no matter what the position on the pitch. It's so important in modern day football, and in football in general. And I don't know why it's not in the in the game. Sorry, I understand, dribbling, ball control as well, but I do feel it should be a specific stat for first touch, because ball control sounds quite ambiguous. I mean, is it just first touch, or is it like first 2 or 3 touches when the ball comes to your feet? But then does that come into dribbling as well, for example? I don't know. Even so, 2-0 win, and the winning run extended. The Swans are absolutely sorry. This might be our best run of form of the entire save. As we go back to the main menu, all smiles in the dressing room. Another clean sheet for Clark as well. Oh, yes, get in. I knew Man City were playing at the same time with us, but in the end, Gary O'Neill does us a massive favour there with 2-2 draw. I couldn't love this man even more right now, honestly. So that means now that we are, 8 clear? 9 clear. And whilst Arsenal do have a game in hand, I got to say, with the extended goal difference as well, at this point, even with 17 to go, it would be our title to lose. We are soaring right now. So Moreira has now officially become a left back. It doesn't really mean anything. Whether we play him RB or LB, he's going to have the same kind of ranges, but even so, it's nice to get a position change completed as he becomes an official inverted wing-back. And another bid for Edwards, but again, the bids aren't coming in. I'm tempted to just try and get, 29 million and say that'll do, because the problem is he's not going to play in this team. And we can just do that we do with Charlie Connick and say we've got a buyback clause on the guy of 50 mil, but I'm really surprised at the valuation of this guy. I really would have thought, especially in modern day football with inflation as well, he'd be worth more than this. The fact that no club so far has been willing to match even 29.5 million is a real shock. And I tell you what's also a shock as well, directly after the game. Boss, got to be honest with you, I think me not getting games is starting to damage my career. I want to get away and make a fresh start somewhere else. Please let me leave so I can get a chance to play. Well, Willian, we didn't need you in that game. We kept a clean sheet, bro. And you needed a rest after playing the full 90 at Old Trafford. And when you talk about not playing, I mean 17 league games out of 21 and starting starting the semi-final, the most important game of the Carabao Cup. I mean, sorry, were you gutted that you didn't get to play that FA Cup third round host of Morecambe? And don't get me wrong, I know he didn't play in the Champions League, but again, we didn't need him because we topped the group. I don't know. I'm not completely against this from EA, but I think it needs to be worked on a little bit more. I think I could understand if he'd only played, let's say, 12 out of 21 Premier League games, but 17 out of 21. But still, we're not selling him now anyway. We're keeping him until the summer. Just like Evan Ferguson, we're not giving in to his request just yet. Not mid-season anyway. And as we advance through to the Manchester United game, we should have the draws. Here come the bids for Pacho. But like I said, we're not going to sell him mid-season. Yes, we can't block the offers. We can't talk him round, which is really frustrating to me. I said before, you should be able to talk to your players and say, listen, here's why you didn't play those games. But if you want, I'll make you a promise. That's one thing I really like about FM is you can promise players something. And if you fail a promise, then it makes sense if they're to leave after that. But the draw should be made for the fourth round of the FA Cup anyway. We'll see who we've got. I think that comes after deadline day, but it's going to be Bradford City, another Football League side at home, as we'll take on. Is it still Mark Hughes in charge of Bradford? Is he still in charge of the Bantams? I'm not too sure, but Bradford City at home anyway. As we have two big bids here for Daniel and Ryan. And Flamingo might well get some more minutes now if Pacho's going to kick up a fuss, but for Daniel now becoming an official left back, obviously going absolutely nowhere. I could still just see this guy hitting 88 overall coming in the season, maybe even 89. Oh, the big bids are coming in now, man. Seriously, a massive bid for Tattoo from Atletico. Obviously, he's going absolutely nowhere. Samras wanted by both Forest and Atalanta. I'll gladly loan him to you. Well, right now, Steve Cooper's still in charge in my save, but Nuno, but he's not going to get sold there permanently. And it seems like with every single advance now, we're going to get some bids. We're going to get the big bids coming in now. And talking of big bids, my goodness, everybody knows just how world-class this young Greek centre-half is. Inter and Real Madrid both saying, let us take that youngster. He impressed out on loan. And now we want to take him to our superstar academy. But still, the answer's no. He's staying right here. Right, as we turn down this bid for Pacho from Forest, let's do what I think will be our fifth and final game today, because that FA Cup fourth round tie is after deadline day. Manchester United in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi, where we're 90 minutes away from a place at Wembley as we go for what would be our second Carabao Cup of the save and the third in Swansea history. A clean sheet, and we're heading to Wembley once again. It's basically our second home at this point. Come on, you Swans. Baumgartner to Amadeo. Into the middle. Oh, great work. And what a finish. Højlund with the finish, and there is the goal that they needed to score. So level on aggregate, behind on the night. I still feel confident we'll get a goal tonight, so Manchester United will need to score again. But it's not the way I wanted this first half to go. Trailing and needing to get back on level terms to restore our advantage on aggregate. Great ball to Charlie though. And Connick, hits it really straight at Onana, to be fair. And the Cameroonian international didn't have to make too difficult of a save, but still did. And we're still behind. Come on, don't go 2 goals down. Don't go 2 goals down. Oh, good save, Carl. Final kick at a half, and wow, that was not how I saw the first half going. As things stand, we're set for a shootout, but based on the trajectory of play, Oh, he's surprised Manchester United go in front. I've got to kick it up, man. I'm all over the place. Dedic to Saliba. Pacho to Moreira. Still down by 1 on the night. That's nicely done. And oh, well, we were 1-0 down on the night. But not anymore. Wonderfully done. Nice little move to free up Connick. And as soon as he played the perfectly timed through ball, Evan Ferguson was not going to miss. Swans, as things stand, going through. Connick to Noosa. Great chance for a breakaway. Oh, Charlie with the 1-2. He's been excellent tonight. And Ferguson giving the room to go all the way and hit the dagger. The goal to put us in front for the first time, but a dagger to send us through to Wembley. Connick and Ferguson tonight, absolutely excellent duo. And that is going to do it. We might have done it the hard way, but the most important thing is we did it. 4 domestic cup finals in a row for Swansea. FA Cup, League Cup, FA Cup, and now through to the League Cup final once again. So let's see who we've got in the final then. It will either be Chelsea or Hull. The Blues hold a 1-goal lead heading back home, I think it is. No, it's going to be away. At the, is it called the K-Com still? I'm not too sure, but Hull's ground in the northeast anyway. So 1 advance, we'll see who we got before deadline day. It's going to be in the League Cup final. Chelsea, yeah, as we expected, after winning 4-1 on aggregate against the semi-final side. Chelsea in the League Cup final, just like in real life. Bring on Pochettino's Blues. And so, as deadline day is here, we do have some money in the budget, 25 mil, but I don't think we'll do anything. We might as well let it carry over till next season, because right now we are clicking. We're on an amazing winning run, amazing unbeaten run, stretching all the way back to November, and that loss to Arsenal. Haven't had a defeat since then, and a fantastic winning run as well. We won every single game of January, and also the final 3 of December as well. We're going to have some bids, obviously, again, for a few of our players, but we're not in the business of selling anyone. Even Nathan Wood, who we could sell, 78 overall, 27 years old. He's grown a rating this year, but he doesn't even play. But there's no need to. He hasn't complained. He hasn't asked for a transfer. So it was a squad centre-half. Worst case scenario, injury crisis. We might as well just keep him. To be honest, there's only one player I'd be keen on signing, and that is Brennan Johnson. And the only reason is because obviously he's Welsh, and I'd like to have another Welsh international in the team. But like, you know, he's not. I mean, it'd be a bench player. It'd take Bangura's spot on the bench, but he's not going to be that much of a step up. And it's probably not worth even doing, to be honest. Maybe I could do it next year, but with 7 hours to go. Unless we do end up selling Nicholas Edwards, there's a big rumour there for him to go to Man City, to be fair. Is that who the bid's from? It is indeed. Do you know what? I might actually let that one go through. Monster bid for Moreira, but of course we're going to turn that one down. But Man City going for Edwards, considering the size and the stature of the club, perhaps looking at their long-term successor for Edison, I wouldn't be against it. But then again, they're our main title rival. I feel like right now, doing business with Man City is kind of like off limits. Do you know what I mean? It's like Liverpool and Man City right now wouldn't really do business. So I don't think we're going to do any either. Another bid's going to come in here from Mallorca though. Wouldn't mind sending him there, as a monster bid comes in from Tattoo from Leeds as well. I'm going to turn that one down. I'm going to turn the Munoz bid down for the young player of the year. And I'll turn this, that still tickles me, and I'll turn the Samras deal down. But I'm going to negotiate the bid for Edwards from Mallorca. Mallorca do have American investors as well, which, to be fair, I quite like, obviously being a big basketball fan. I know they've got Steve Nash and Steve Kerr that are part owners of the club. So I actually quite like that, to be honest. You know, American investors, well, Steve Nash is Canadian, but looking to recruit an American youngster. I actually don't mind that at all. 29 mil, I actually think that's quite a cool fit, to be fair. I'm not against that whatsoever. There's Juve also put in a bid as well. And to be honest here, I think Nicholas deserves the chance to go where he wants. And I'd imagine he'd probably choose Turin over Mallorca. Neither a bad destination to go and play your football in, absolutely not. But I'll let him choose. I would have liked him to go to Mallorca, to be fair, again, due to the fact they got Steve Nash and Steve Kerr as owners. But even so... Oh, actually, no, he's chosen them. He's chosen them over Juve. He probably knows he wouldn't get as much first-team football there, but he will in Mallorca. So the North American investment looking to bring in an American international. And the young American keeper is off to Mallorca. 29 mil. I still think we should have got more. But in the end, we'll take it. And that gives us enough money to go after Brennan Johnson as well. Yeah, born in England, but represents Wales on the international stage. Moving on from Nottingham Forest to Tottenham Hotspur, Brennan Johnson. As a backup winger, to be fair, he'd do a great job off the bench. Can also play up top, as we know as well. He's not just here to fill the Welsh criteria, though it's a bonus that he is a Welsh international. He'd do pretty solid coming off the bench for us. I don't think it'll cost much more than the market valuation either. So 31 mil. They want Bangura. They say, you take our winger, we'll take yours. But no, sorry, Postecoglou. He's not for sale. Academy graduate. But for 32.5 mil, that's an absolute steal for a Welsh international in Brennan Johnson. I like that. A 3-year deal on 81,000 a week, and not just here to fill the Welsh quota, but also to be a solid backup winger for us as well. Wouldn't necessarily say we needed him per se. There's nothing wrong with adding even more depth and quality to your side, especially when you're chasing an unprecedented quadruple. Hopefully, he'll have a role to play in that. Welcome to the Swansea.com Stadium, Brennan Johnson. Yeah, really pleased with that. 5 games in the Premier League. I'd imagine all from the bench for Spurs, and just a 1 assist thus far. And he is still getting technically a little bit better as well, even at now 28 years old. So I'll get that defensive work rate up to high because you know it's important to me. But I've got to say, as a backup winger or backup striker, especially with Sekou right now down and out through injury, this is actually a pretty smart pickup on deadline day. This deadline day is crawling to an end with bids still coming in for our players, but everyone off limits now with just 2 hours to go. What an episode today in terms of drama, man. I mean, so much going on. The biggest win we've had all season long, and all save long, I think, as well. Another big one in the league. Progress to the Carabao Cup final, and on deadline days, you see the top deals being Gary Vega leaving the Gunners to go to Frankfurt for 93 mil. Schlotterbeck finally leaving Dortmund after 7.5 years in this save to go and join Inter for 63.5 mil, and Sabe going from Union Berlin to Bournemouth. We also made progress through to the Carabao Cup final and escape in the FA Cup third round as well to have a 4th round tie against Bradford. And we'll come back with that in the next episode. But that'll do it for today's episode of the RTG Crew, guys. Man, crazy episode. With the deadline day signing of Brennan Johnson being the final thing, we'll see. We'll return in the next one, and it's surely going to be as dramatic as this one. We'll have more big games in the Premier League as you stay top of the table, 9 clear with 17 games to go. We'll have the FA Cup 4th round host of Bradford, and we'll have the first leg of our Champions League trip to Roma in the last 16, and I'll try and squeeze in the Carabao Cup final against Chelsea as well. Goodness gracious, I need to lie down after this because this was a long and epic episode today. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next one very soon.